Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome you to the prenatal video. In this video, we will cover the prenatal activity. We will also talk about the development-centered parenting handout, and we'll also focus on the family well-being. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to start off with our song. Remember this month we're singing the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. We're going to make sure we start singing to our baby, talking to our baby, making sure we have that communication so they can hear your voice. So let's get started. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So when you're singing that song, you can be maybe sitting down, relaxing. You can have that sense of touch while you're rubbing your belly, interacting with your child. Just as you can sing that song with your child, just to have that bonding experience and build that secure attachment. So our book reading for this week is entitled You Are Important. So I just want you to listen to the words of this book. These are some words that you can use with your baby, and just talking about the importance of this new creation that you have inside you. You are important for many reasons. You are important because you were born and became part of our family. You are important because you're growing and you're learning new things. You are important because you smile and laugh. You are important because you tell me when you're sad and when something is hurting. You are important because you give hugs, and that helps others feel better. Oh, look. You are important because you listen and take turns. You are important because you imagine and have fun. You are important because you are kind and gentle. You are important because you explore and find new things. You are important because I get to hug you and tell you I love you every day. The end. These are some very nice words. This would be a good book for you to share with. If you have other children, you can share this book with your children just to let them know how important they are to you and help with that social and emotional bond. So today, prenatal activity is entitled Exercising, Training for an Athletic Event. So for this activity, you're going to pretty much, I guess you could use your family journal, but that'll be about the only materials that you would need. So what kind of exercise do you enjoy doing? If you were active before you became an expecting mom, you should continue being very active and exercising. So some different things you can do is going on a walk. So when you go on the walk, your baby enjoys that fresh air you're breathing in, no matter what kind of weather it is outside. Just make sure you protect yourself, but just breathing in that good fresh air from outside is very good for your lungs and your baby. Some other things you can do to help with exercising is dancing. So your baby is moving with you when you're swaying back and forth. So your baby is swaying back and forth too. At first, you won't be able to feel the baby move as much, but as you grow, your baby grows, and you'll be able to feel that movement. So when you're swaying back and forth, you can feel that when you're moving. So with this activity, the parent behavior is going to be designing and guiding. When you think about your changing and your shared responsibilities, you're planning the role as a parent, and you're designing a safe place for your baby. So for this activity, what I need you to do is to sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Then you can take a moment and tighten your belly muscles. Pull your belly button in all the way to your lower back. Your lower back is against the chair. Pull it in really tight, and then you can hold that for 5 seconds. So you hold it in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you release it. So a good thing to do while you're doing this is you can breathe in while you're holding in your belly tight. Breathe in, and then once you release it, you breathe out through your nose. So you breathe in through your mouth as you tighten up your belly. Hold it. Then when you release it, you breathe out through your mouth. So this is a good way to do some deep breathing, and also to help build those abdominal muscles. So when you're exercising during your pregnancy, it's preparing you for when you're giving birth to your child. So when your goal is to sweat a little bit each day. So it's okay for you to kind of build up a little sweat when you're exercising. So a good thing for you to do is just to get moving. If it's just a walk around outside in your community, if you're able to do that, or maybe just inside of your home, just walking from one room to the other, just to kind of get that blood flowing and pumping, and it'll help with your energy. Also, if you're able to give that movement. So a safety tip is, and a safety and health tip for you, is that your balance can be tricky as your baby is growing and developing. So we want to because as you're growing out, your stomach is getting bigger and your center of gravity is shifting. So we want to make sure that we are very careful while we're moving around, that we try to maintain our balance, and just be careful of any obstacles that are around you. Also, be careful of your heart rate and your body temperature. You don't want to overdo it. Just to say, just a little bit of sweat is good, but you don't want to overdo it and get too much and overexhausted, because that can put you in an unhealthy position. So just let your body be the guide. If you feel yourself a little bit too tired, too winded, go ahead and stop. Only allow yourself as much as your body allows you to push to do these exercises. So this week, Develop Centered Parenting is entitled, How Long Will I Breastfeed? So keep an open mind about how long you would want to breastfeed your baby. And it's great for you to set a goal and be prepared to extend it if necessary. As your child gains experience, as you gain experience with nursing, it's going to get easier and easier nursing your child. It's very important for you to have a support system. So this could be another nursing mom. It could be your healthcare provider, or it could be a family member that can help you feel confident and feel free to explore as you're building this relationship, breastfeeding with your child. So some ongoing benefits of breastfeeding your child can be, I guess, most children, for example, they are able to recover faster from things like the common cold or the flu when they're breastfed. So that extra nutrition that your body is giving your baby, it does help build their immune system. And often when babies get sick, and usually breastfeeding babies, they're more often, even though they may not have a big appetite or eat much if they're on table food or formula, when they're breastfed, they're usually still are going to be able to want to breastfeed because they like that attachment with their mother. So even though they might be sick, usually breastfeed babies are still able to feed from their mother's breast when they're sick. And nursing also helps your child fall asleep. Another benefit from breastfeeding is help when you're traveling. It makes it simple for you to be able to just have that right there. And it also protects your child from different germs. Being able to put other things like with the nipple if it falls or whatever, you don't have to worry about that with your breast, because it's protected and you're keeping it clean. So it'll help your child prevent them from intaking so many different germs. So some common misconceptions about breastfeeding is that your child will breastfeed forever. So with breastfeeding, it's pretty much like every other milestone in a child's life and their development. When they're ready to wean on to the next stage, they're going to do it. So just like walking, talking, and toilet training, there's a wide variety of how a child is going to do that, how they're going to go on to that next progression when they're in that development. So it's not going to be a forever thing. So just that's one misconception of breastfeeding. Another misconception of breastfeeding is that it's going to have your child become clingy and dependent. And so research shows otherwise. It shows that breastfed children tend to be more secure and more independent when they are breastfed. Okay, so so some medical recommendations about breastfeeding is the American Academy of Pediatrics recommend that you breastfeed for the first year and continue as long as it's a mutual desired decision. So this means that you should have a balance between your child's needs and your interest. So it's up to you when your child is ready to, I guess, come off the breast. Just kind of be mindful of that. But I mean, the recommended amount a lot of time is like about between the first year of life. Some people do it only the first 6 months. Some people try to only do it the first 6 weeks. So it's up to you and your child. And when they're ready to come off of the breast, you should be able to prepare yourself for that transition. Today's family well-being is entitled Supporting Your Family as You Manage Your Health. Learning of serious health conditions can leave people feeling worried and confused. Worried about your family can add on more stress, but you can design a support plan to help you with these challenges ahead. So with this is kind of referring to like after you have your baby, you may not have any health conditions, but your body is going to be going through some changes and your healing process is going to happen. So you need to make sure you have like a support system to help you after your postpartum, after you have the baby, just to kind of help you through some of these health conditions that might happen. So some days may be more challenging than others. So your body, remember, your body is healing. You're going to go through a major transformation having this baby. So the inside of your body is going to take a little bit longer than the outside for your body to heal. So you're going to make sure some days are going to be good and some days aren't going to be as good as others. So, and your parenting behaviors might change based on your emotions. So you might be a little more lenient in some of the ways you discipline, and some days you might be a little bit harder, depending on the how you maybe on your emotions, on how you're feeling. So just be aware of those things. And sometimes it might be a little bit harder for you to nurture your child. So a good thing for you to have is a support system. So just kind of determine if you need that help, who you would ask for, who would you reach out to ask for some help. Also, make sure you keep emergency numbers handy. So if there's something to happen, you would have a list ready and available for someone. If someone needs to call for a call, if there's an emergency, maybe to be able to call your husband or another family member, someone might need to call to help support you. If you're feeling some type of way, if you're not feeling yourself or you're feeling like a little different, just make sure you inform your family members. It's okay to ask for help. If you need help, reach out to someone to help you and support you. If you know you're not feeling your best and it's going to affect how what's going on with you and your baby. So depending on your condition, you might have to take different medications. So a good thing for you to do is to follow the plan that your physician gives you. And that's very important that you make sure you follow any type of the conditions that the physician has placed upon you. Okay? So remember, once you have this baby, your body's going to be changing. So just make sure you pay attention to your body and the signs and the symptoms that they're giving you and reach out for help if you need it. I want to thank you for joining in with me on this video. I just have a few announcements. On Friday, December 18th, we're going to have our older toddler transition. So if you have a child that's in that group, we're going to be having our socialization via Zoom. So your parent educator should give you the handout as far as the link to the Zoom. It's going to be very fun and interactive. And also we're going to have the distribution for our supplies for the month of January. for on December 17th. That's a Thursday, okay? So we want to make sure that we fill out all our in-kind forms and have that ready for our home visitor. And the distribution is going to be from 9 to 11. If you can't make it during that time, get with your home visitor so that you can make arrangements to receive all the paperwork, so that when we come back for our winter break, after winter break, we'll be ready and for our January lessons. And remember, our winter break is going to be from December 19th all the way until, I want to say, January 4th. So there's going to be no classes, no videos. You'll have time. Make sure you enjoy spending that time with your family. Be safe. Get lots of rest. And thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.